Know the top stories of the day. Understand the issues that matter. This is Manila Bulletin News on Web. Your quick rundown of top news in the country and around the world. Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Be fully informed. Hi, I'm Barbie Atienza. This is MB Now, and here are your news on web. President Duterte may announce the new quarantine classification for the month of May on Wednesday, April 28, as his weekly public address was also moved to the said date, according to Malacanang. In his press briefing on Monday, presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said President Duterte may make the announcement on Wednesday after the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases meet on Tuesday, April 27. According to Roque, the IATF will look at the 2-week attack rate, daily attack rate, and the healthcare utilization rate in making its recommendation to the President. The palace official said that the government's prevention, detection, isolation, treatment, and reintegration or PDITR strategy worked since the rate of infection dropped to 0.91 on April 21 after staying at above 1.0 over the past few weeks. However, he said this was not enough to downgrade the National Capital Region Plus bubble area from the Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine or MECQ to the General Community Quarantine or GCQ. Roque meanwhile stressed that the government is looking at the overall health of the public and not just the factors related to the COVID-19 pandemic. To date, the Philippines have reached the 1 million mark of COVID-19 infections. That is 1,006,428 after logging 8,929 new cases today.
Ano po ba yung mga pinagdadaanan ng IATF bago magkaroon ng rekomendasyon sa Pangulo? Kailan po kayo magmi-meeting at kailan nyo naman po ito ipipresenta kay Pangulong Duterte?
Bukas po, no? At bagamat magkakaroon ng apela pa yan, tingin ko ibibigay ng rekomendasyon kay Presidente kasi magiging auna na ng Mayo, no? At ang Talk to the People nga ay Wednesday. So, pwede nang si Presidente mag-anunsyo. Pero ang tinitignan po natin yung 2-week attack rate, yung daily attack rate, at saka yung healthcare utilization rate.
Department of Health Secretary Francisco Duque III said the Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine, or MECQ, imposed in Metro Manila and nearby provinces should be extended for another week or two. The health chief explained that the intensive care unit capacity in some cities are still within critical level classification. Experts studying the pandemic in the country have recommended that the government should maintain the MECQ in Metro Manila as to maintain the current downtrend in the number of daily cases in the region observed in the past weeks. In their latest monitoring report on Sunday, April 25, Octa Research Group said they are seeing a downward trend in the number of daily cases in the National Capital Region, noting that the reproduction number in NCR decreased to 0.93 for the week of April 18 to 24. Moreover, Octa reported that hospital bed occupancy in the capital region decreased to 61%, while ICU bed occupancy also declined to 71%. The MECQ imposed in Metro Manila and nearby provinces of Cavite, Rizal, Laguna, and Bulacan will end by April 30. The government is expected to decide this week on the quarantine classifications to be implemented in the country for the month of May. Foreign Affairs Secretary Teodoro Locsin Jr. on Monday reiterated that the Philippines will never give up Julian Felipe Reef, even as he suggested that its features could be used by the country for purposes including military outposts. Locsin was responding to the claims made by a spokesperson of China's mission in Brussels that the Julian Felipe Reef belongs to China. While the Philippines will settle the issue of Julian Felipe Reef with China, Locsin suggested that these features could be used by the Philippines for other purposes such as establishing its own military outposts. Although the dispute is between the Philippines and China, Locsin stated that the situation will fall under the Mutual Defense Treaty, or MDT, until the other side sinks a Philippine vessel. Signed in August 1951, the MDT commits the Philippines and the United States to help each other if either of them is under external armed attack in the Pacific. Over the weekend, the European Union has criticized China's latest aggressive actions in the South China Sea, referring to the recent deployment of more than 240 fishing and militia vessels in the Julian Felipe Reef, which is well within the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone. Prepare for the chance to check out a supermoon as it lights up the Philippine skies tomorrow, April 27. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration, in its astronomical diary this month, said the full moon on Tuesday is considered a supermoon with a perigee distance of 357,378 kilometers away from the Earth. During its peak at around 11:22 p.m. to 11:32 p.m., the moon may appear bigger and brighter than a regular full moon, thus the term supermoon. But sometimes a 30% difference in brightness can easily be masked by clouds or the competing glare of urban lights. Pag-asa explained the perigee is the closest that the moon comes to the Earth in its elliptic orbit, resulting in a slightly larger than usual apparent size of the lunar disk as viewed from the Earth. In Metro News, Metro mayors to decide today on next quarantine status recommendation for NCR. Parañaque starts COVID-19 home vaccinations. And Quezon City government urges qualified residents to claim ECQ cash aid. More from this report.
Metro Manila mayors will decide today, April 26, on what quarantine status to recommend next for the National Capital Region, according to San Juan Mayor Francis Zamora. He said on a television interview that the Metro Manila Council will vote within the day on whether to ease quarantine restrictions or extend the modified enhanced community quarantine in NCR. Zamora said the mayors already met last night and presented different scenarios for NCR to remain under MECQ, for NCR to shift to general community quarantine by middle of May, and for NCR to shift to GCQ beginning May. The mayors, according to Zamora, will also meet with the government's economic team today to get more data on the possible impact of the next quarantine status. Parañaque City has started offering home vaccination service against the COVID-19 for bedridden residents. Mayor Edwin Olivares on Sunday, April 25 said that 16 people have been vaccinated in their homes in Barangay San Valley, BF, and San Isidro this weekend. Olivares said that the Department of Health permitted them to conduct house-to-house vaccination for COVID-19 but only for those who are not able to visit vaccination centers such as the seniors and the bedridden patients. The mayor earlier said they need to vaccinate 70% of its 7,025,000 residents, which is equivalent to 500,000 people, to achieve herd immunity. The local government of Quezon City on Sunday reminded the residents who are enlisted to receive cash aid from the national government to claim it. As of April 24, about 716,447 families or 2,251,282 individuals already received their financial aid since April 7, or 90.71 of the 2.481 billion allocated budget by the national government to the city. A total of 123,658 families have not yet claimed their monetary aid while about 80,000 of which are residing in big barangays that are scheduled for payout starting on April 26. An estimated 40,000 families from the rest of the barangays have not yet claimed their financial aid. Residents can check the list of the qualified beneficiaries in their barangays or in the official website of Quezon City at www.quezoncity.gov.ph.
Here are the top news in other parts of the country. Albi Benitez eyeing to challenge Mayor Leonardia in May 2022 race. And swab drive-thru for drivers in Davao City set April 26 to May 8. Here are the details.
Former 3rd District Congressman and now Negros Occidental Provincial Consultant Alfredo Albi Benitez is eyeing to challenge Mayor Evelio Leonardia in the May 2022 elections. On Thursday, April 22, Benitez went to the Commission on Elections office in Bacolod City to file a transfer of his voters' registration from Victoria City to Bacolod City. Meanwhile, 28 mayors in the province signed a manifesto of support for Ron Albi Run for Mayor of Bacolod City during an assembly of mayors belonging to the Love Negros and United Negros Alliance. Of the 31 town and city mayors in the province, only Ernesto Estrao of Hinubaan and Mayor Gina Montilla Lizares did not show up at the assembly. The city government of Davao has scheduled a 12-day swab drive-thru program for drivers of public transport vehicles and delivery services starting today, April 26, up to May 8 at the Davao Crocodile Park. The swab drive-thru will be conducted from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. for drivers as public ground transport and delivery services pose a significant risk to COVID-19 transmission. Those who can avail of the free RT-PCR test include taxi drivers, van drivers, jeepney drivers, habal-habal or motorcycle drivers, tricycle drivers, bus drivers, other drivers of public ground transport vehicles, and motorcycle drivers of food and online item delivery services.
In world news, vaccine doses pass 1 billion mark as global cases top new record. Indonesia says missing submarine found, all 53 crew killed. And French Prime Minister inundated with underwear in call for reopening of lingerie stores. Let's watch this report.
The number of COVID-19 jobs administered globally surpassed the 1 billion mark on Saturday, offering hope even as the number of virus cases worldwide hit a new daily record mainly due to an explosion of infections in India. At least 1,238,540 vaccine doses have been administered in 207 countries and territories according to an AFP tally. Nevertheless, the number of new infections topped 893,000 worldwide on Friday, a new daily record. The pandemic has now killed more than 3 million people worldwide since the outbreak emerged in China in December 2019. All 53 crew aboard an Indonesian submarine that disappeared last week were killed. The military said Sunday as it confirmed the vessel have been found in pieces on the seafloor. Authorities said that they picked up signals early Sunday from a location more than 800 meters deep, far below what the KRI Nangalas 402 steel hull was built to withstand. They had used an underwater submarine rescue vehicle supplied by neighboring Singapore to get visual confirmation of the stricken vessel. The discovery comes a day after the Navy had first confirmed the retrieval of fragments for the submarine and declared that it had sunk, effectively ending any chance of finding survivors. Lingerie is essential. Underwear is essential. According to Elaine Tran, initiator of Action Culotte movement, panties are the first thing you put on in the morning to get dressed, including the France Prime Minister. Tran is inviting lingerie shops to send panties to Prime Minister Sean Castex to alert him to their situation and demand that they be reopened or better supported.
In entertainment, actor Daniel Padilla, who is celebrating his 26th birth anniversary today, April 26, set up a community pantry together with his mom, actress and TV host Carla Estrada over the weekend. The Sangkay Community Pantry was organized in Pope Francis Village, one of the Typhoon Yolanda housing projects in Tacloban City. Sangkay, which means friends in Waray, was organized with the help of Carla's friends. The organizers prepared goods for 500 beneficiaries and are optimistic that they would be able to sustain the initiative and replicate it in other areas. Carla and Danielle were one of the first celebrities who extended help when Yolanda ravaged Eastern Visayas in 2013, as well as during the implementation of community quarantine last year. Grammy awardee Filipino-American artist Gabriela Sarmiento Wilson, popularly known as Her, won the Best Original Song Award for Fight For You from the movie Judas and the Black Messiah at the 93rd Academy Awards on Sunday night or Monday morning in the Philippines. In her acceptance speech, Her said that all those days of listening to Sly and the Family Stone and Curtis Mayfield and Marvin Gaye really paid off. Judas and the Black Messiah is the story of Fred Hampton, chairman of the Illinois Black Panther Party, and his fateful betrayal by FBI informant William O'Neill. Aside from Her, two more Filipinos received the Oscar nod. American-Filipino Paul Abadilla and Canadian-Filipino Trevor Jimenez are the set's art director and the story supervisor of Pixar's animated film Soul, which won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. Meanwhile, two more women made history at the Oscars this year. Veteran Korean star Yoon Yoo-jung made history by winning Best Supporting Actress for her role in Minari. She is also the second Asian to win Best Supporting Actress after Miyoshi Umeki of Japan in 1957 for her role in Sayonara. Meanwhile, the Beijing-born filmmaker Chloe Zhao became the second woman ever to win Best Director in the Oscars' 93-year history. The 39-year-old filmmaker wowed Academy voters with her film Nomadland, a semi-fictional drama about the hidden community of older van-dwelling Americans who call the open road their home. In sports, unified WBC and IBF welterweight champion Errol Spence Jr. has reportedly expressed interest to fight Filipino boxing legend Manny Pacquiao on U.S. soil. According to a report, July is a target month for the Spence-Pacquiao bout in a pay-per-view event. Aside from Spence, the likes of WBO welterweight king Terence Crawford and contender Mikey Garcia are also on the radar for Pacquiao. But looks like deals have already been going back and forth recently, as a Pacquiao-Crawford bout in Abu Dhabi on June 5 has been reportedly scrapped due to funding woes by the investors of the United Arab Emirates capital. Pacquiao, 42, has not fought since scoring a split decision win over Keith Thurman in July 2019. But due to inactivity, he got stripped of his Super WBA welterweight belt by the World Boxing Sanctioning Body and was declared champion in recess. Spence is unbeaten with a 27-0 record and 21 knockouts. The latest win coming from Danny Garcia by way of unanimous decision in December of last year. And those are the news on Web today, April 26, 2021. For more news and details, get your copy of the Manila Bulletin newspaper tomorrow, or you can log on to www.mb.com.ph. You can also subscribe to our newsletter through the link on this video's caption to have the day's latest news delivered to your inbox. I am Barbie Atienza for Manila Bulletin. Join us again tomorrow. This has been MB Now. Be fully informed.